This video is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research.
So here's an updated video of the portal that was just erected in Muskegon, Michigan. They brought power to it last night, and today is Friday the 13th.
Whatever you see first says a lot about the type of person you are. Take a look at this photo right here. Now if you see the car first, it could suggest that you're a very independent person and like going off. You like going on adventures, you could go out on road trips a lot, all of that kind of stuff. If you first saw the man with the binoculars, it could mean you're a very analytic person. You can be sensitive.
Welcome back to another episode of Quik Reaction TV, where I give you my quickest reaction to the creepiest, craziest, funniest, wildest TikToks. Please like, subscribe, and rock the bell so you won't miss an upload. Join the Quik crew. This is what we do. We call it Cap the Fact over here. I got a very interesting selection today. Let's jump in. Quik!
Y'all, I seriously feel like something really big is coming. I know I show you guys all the stuff that's going on and everything else, but I had this really weird feeling. Did y'all see her dress at this VMA or whatever it is? Tell me why she has UFOs on the dress, even in her tour. And I'm sure you're asking yourself, why is this such a big thing? Every major event this year has had aliens, UFOs, or greys. We just had the Olympics and we had all these greys performing behind this mantis, and mantis again was known by the ancient tribes to always show up with greys, and I mean everywhere. And we had the aliens at the Super Bowl. Don't worry, it's my video. It's like every single major entertainment source is all showing us UFOs and aliens. Why? What happens when this kind of stuff is usually shown over and over again? Think about it. I wonder, I feel like they're kind of trying to show us, you know, the future. Oh, and I forgot the Miami incident right when the year started. And then right after the eclipse, we had these black shadows flying by the sun. Yeah, so sorry, but I don't think this is an accident. Either anything else that we've seen majorly entertainment-wise.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
I can agree. 2024 has been a crazy year, from Cat Williams to Diddy to Drake and Kendrick, and we still got 90 days left. What y'all think gonna happen? Let me know down in the comments below.
I have a theory that all Tupperware containers, they make it to where the lids eventually dissolve in the sink or dishwasher, because you can never find the lids for these Tupperwares.
That would honestly be
that's where they're
like after 4 or 5 washes, they just like
because you just throw it in the sink,
washes away.
throw it in the sink, or you throw it in the dishwasher, and then you're unloading. You don't even pay attention.
You don't think, oh, I had this lid in there. That can't be far off.
It's just because your wife has poor organizational skills.
No, think about it. It's a universal thing.
We're all missing Tupperware stuff.
I like that perspective.
Dissolving chemical activated by like the 4th microwave.
And they probably learned
You
it from
microwave your
socks.
Tupperware?
Yeah,
I was gonna ask, do you guys do that?
I
No.
do it.
No!
I do it too.
Stop doing
This is
that.
how my wife responds.
I microwave my styrofoam.
Stop doing that!
That feels risky.
I have. You got like 6 wings left in a styrofoam thing.
Right.
I don't need to put it in there for like 3 minutes. I'm just gonna like
Throw
get
it on a plate.
enough to,
Styrofoam makes me nervous.
Then you have to wash the
I
plate.
stand by you for the Tupperware, but styrofoam spooks me in the microwave.
You,
Tupperware.
you
I'm
take
like,
a plate, aluminum foil, so you don't dirty the plate.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap.
I'm sorry. You got to be on something to think that your Tupperware lids or whatever lids are disappearing or dissolving in the sink. I like this podcast, but they missed the mark on this one. Y'all let me know what happens to y'all Tupperware lids when y'all can't find them anymore.
It's wild that no one knows this is happening right now. So China have just hosted 50 leaders from Africa in Beijing. And keep in mind, Africa only has 54 countries. So it's fair to say that China pretty much invited the entire continent, making it one of the largest diplomatic gatherings in years. And for some reason, we're not even really hearing about it. You see, the reason for this is Africa has a huge amount of resources that the rest of the world needs. And for a while now, China have been making huge strides in becoming their best friend. Like, they have been investing staggering amounts of money in Africa's development. But recently, because of China's slowing economy, that funding is kind of staggered a bit. So Classic. Sneaky America sees this, and now they've jumped in, and now they want to be best friends with Africa too. So the US starts whacking out their checkbook to counter China's influence because both of them need the resources. Both need it to power this green energy transition. So when China sees, the US trying to sneak in and move in on their best friend, they call a massive summit and they make one message very clear. Choose China. And they did this by promising leaders at the summit more than $50 billion in financial support over the next 3 years alone. The creation of over 1 million jobs, tens of millions in food and military aid, and that's just like the tip of the iceberg of what they promised. Africa is super hot property right now, and let's just hope that all the deals being made are fair.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Now, in the words of my youngest boy,
boy, that's cat.
Now, Africa has not been getting treated fairly by anybody coming over. So I don't think it's going to start. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below about this one. I know it's not. Hey, hit that like button if you don't stink. Tap subscribe if you're alive. And come back and join me for my next video. I call cap on this one. But let's get back to it. Quick.
Whatever you see first says a lot about the type of person you are. Take a look at this photo right here. Now if you see the car first, it could suggest that you're a very independent person and like going off. You like going on adventures, you could go out on road trips a lot, all of that kind of stuff. If you first saw the man with the binoculars, it could mean you're a very analytic person. You can be sensitive, but you like to dig deeper into the big picture of things. Now take a look at this photo. If you see the skull straight away, it could mean you're a very realist person. You like to live in the moment, don't get stressed out over little things. If you see the woman looking into the mirror first, this could suggest that you are the opposite. You do tend to get worried about the small things and stress out over things. Finally, look at this photo. If you saw a baby first, it could mean you're very independent and like your own company. If you saw the couple first, it could suggest you spend a lot more time with your friends and care about them more than anything. Friends and family are the most important thing to you and you'll do anything for them. And if you saw the trees first, you're always ready to experience something new and go on an adventure.
Very good exercise. Which one did y'all see first? I know I saw the car first, but then I saw the man with the binoculars. So I guess I have both of those characteristics. Let me know what y'all saw first down in the comments below.
Huh? Did we ever talk about when you got locked up?
No.
You don't want to talk about that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is American.
He was locked up for he did a bid.
No, I did not know that. Dame, you told everything, Dame.
I didn't do a bid, but yeah.
He was in there for a year. That's a bid.
That one, no, yeah, 3 months. 3 months.
That's a year. If you innocent, 3 months is a fucking year. That's a bid.
I went on a trip with a friend.
Uh-oh, Mr. Billy Carson is in some hot water right now. Did y'all peep how Dame Dash just tried to expose him? Now, I have also found documents of Billy Carson working out of Broward County, Florida. But his name wasn't Billy Carlson. It was William Tyrone Carlson. Now, instead of the Carlson with the C, his original name will have the Carlson with the K. Billy Carlson will work for the European Space Agency and also NASA. Billy Carson would specialize in astrophysics, but he also loved ufology. He loved to brag about this Anunnaki story, how this planet Nibiru would come into our atmosphere and purge the planet. But the big secret is, why would he change his name? What is he trying to hide? I'm gonna finish rolling the clip, y'all.
To Georgia, a long time ago, we were kids basically, and he had some marijuana in the back of his trunk. He had not even a lot. I mean, it was personal use. It was less than an ounce. It was in his speaker box. We get pulled over going into Georgia. I think we were in Lowndes County, Georgia was the name of that city or that town or whatever.
Let me know I'm staying out of there.
Small town. Anyway, so yeah, crazy, right? So they pull us over and everything else. He forgets he has it in there. It's so old that it's dry rotted, I guess, And they searched the car. He asked me, they said, can you search the car? This is long 90s, early 90s. I mean, he didn't know. He was like, oh yeah, whatever, go ahead. They found this dry rotted, blood in the back of the trunk, and they took us down to the local, the local police department, what do you call it, the local jailhouse, the county jail or whatever, and they kept us in there for 3 months waiting to go to trial. He had given the statement that this guy was just a friend of mine, a passenger in the car and everything else. They kept us in there that whole time, 2 meals a day,
It's Florida. It's bacon hot. No air conditioning.
Rats in the ice shredder. People were begging to get out of there just to go to prison, but it was a hell of an experience for me to be able to be around those people. I became like the leader in there, of course, dropping knowledge on people and getting people's minds right and everything else. And people, the hardest core criminals and stuff in there were like hating to see me leave, literally tearing up when I got out of there. Obviously, they had to let me go because I didn't do the wrong.
3 months?
3 months. 3 months just to go. That's what they do. It's a business. It's a business.
It almost feels like you just needed to experience every single thing for no reason, just so that you could relate to the rest of the world.
I already knew that. That's exactly what it was. I had been through that situation, which of course I was completely exonerated. I have no criminal record at all. Matter of fact, I just got my concealed weapons license. But I'm a Team USA basketball coach, so there's no record there. But being able to be around those people and experience them at that level and talk to them on the level that
Boy, if you don't get... Nah, nigga. You were an ambassador for NASA. NASA, literally, the definition means to deceive. And you want to run around spreading about Anunnaki and Nibiru coming to the planet. We live under a firmament. And you use the Bible to reference every book that you have read. I'm so disappointed. Y'all let me know how y'all feel down in the comments.
I want to show you something. It's the Willis Tower right there. It's 1,451 feet tall, the tallest building in Chicago. And I'm zooming in on it from 53 miles away because I'm standing at the Warren Sand Dunes in Michigan. But this isn't the typical, I'm going to show you something you shouldn't be able to see on a ball video. We're going to take a different approach, so follow along. Because I've done the video where you can see too far, I'm going to take a different approach and I'm going to appeal to your common sense. And I'd like you to pay particular attention to the straightness of the Willis Tower and how it looks like it is pointing directly straight up. Because we all know they build buildings level and straight up to the ground they are on, just like they do here on that video across Lake Michigan, just like they do here on this other video across Lake Michigan from a different point in Michigan, and just like here from a much closer place. The Willis Tower, no matter where you are, always points directly straight into the air. And yes, even though it always points straight into the air, at different points you are going to be able to see different amounts of the building. But I'm here to tell you that it is not because of the curve of the earth. Because if it were, you would always see the exact same amount of buildings when you were in the exact same spot. Both of these shots are from the exact same spot at the Warren Sand Dunes, at the exact same ground level. And here you see much more of the building than you do here. Now let's look at why that is. Let's first break this down to a much smaller scale so it's easier to think about. And let's take this ball and the captain here. Now we see all of the captain here, but what happens if we move him behind the ball? If we move him behind the ball and we can't see all of him and then we look, well, for him to be straight up, he's not built level to the ground. If he were built level to the ground, we would see him angled away. And if there's enough curvature for part of the captain to be blocked, then there's enough curvature to notice an angle. Because the amount of curvature dictates the amount of the obscured object. Now let's take a look at what is actually happening here to block the buildings and block them in a way where on different days you see different amounts of building. The atmosphere creates a lensing effect. So a thicker atmosphere day would create a larger lensing effect. So just like the magnifying glass here is creating a lensing effect and you cannot see the boat that is behind this lens, when you remove the lensing or the atmosphere, you see it's still there, and it's not just that it's gone behind a curve. There's also a matter of perspective. The further things are in distance, the lower they're going to seem in your field of vision. We know if we were standing next to these buildings, we would have to look straight up at them to see the top. But since they're further away, they appear shorter and smaller. And thirdly, in the case of the Willis Tower and Lake Michigan, there are also waves going across that 53 miles of lake. And yet, waves in the distance don't do much to obscure an object. If those waves are closer, they can block an entire building. Just like if my finger is far away from the camera, nothing, and blocks the entire screen. And again, to appeal to your common sense, you would have to think that the curvature of the Earth is changing rate from day to day to see different amounts of building from the exact same place. You would also have to think that even though we are told that we can't see the entirety of this building because it is around the curve of the Earth, that they somehow build buildings like this instead of like this, always level. So next time you see objects in the distance that are partially blocked by what you think is the curvature of the Earth, ask yourself, is something else going on here? Could atmosphere play an effect? Could perspective play a role? Or if you're looking over water, could even waves in the foreground be having an impact? Believe me, I realize it is hard to unprogram what you've always thought you've known to be knowledge, but sometimes what we think we know as knowledge isn't knowledge at all, it's just belief. And as the saying goes, belief is the enemy of knowledge. And if you guys want all sorts of information regarding this subject, go download this app or go to flatearthdave.com and use my code. It is a wealth of knowledge and it's not censored whatsoever. And consider subscribing to me with the subscribe button right here because it just helps me continue to bring you truth on a daily basis. Oh, and of course, this was all just for entertainment purposes. I know that we, of course, see partial blockage of buildings because we live on a ball spinning 1,000 miles per hour. Duh. Entertainment only, people.
That boy is good.
Shout out to the fittest flat earther for that breakdown. I'ma just leave that there.
Money doesn't exist. Stop worrying about making money and worry about freeing your mind from this physical body, from this realm. Your consciousness can go higher than physical matter. It's mind over matter. Your body is a piece of technology which runs a simulation to your consciousness, your mind. And your mind is experiencing the technology of the body. You don't experience the world, you experience your body. Your brain and central nervous system is running this simulation. The word matrix means womb because the body is a womb where you can free your mind from this body and be born again. That's why Jesus says you must be born again to see the kingdom of God. You're born again when you raise your consciousness outside of this body. But you can't free your mind from this body if your mind is attached to the character. Money, school, worries, bills, Netflix, TikTok, dopamine addictions to your phone and dopamine addictions to food. This is keeping your mind stuck in a three-dimensional way of thinking. You can't leave this body and free your mind from this realm, from this matrix. If your mind is stuck in these three-dimensional pleasures, you must cast off the bondage. You must cast off the emotional attachments. This is the only way to escape the matrix and have full control over your consciousness and your mind. If you don't have control over your mind, you are a slave to this realm. You are a slave to the govern your mentality, your mind. It's mind control to keep your mind stuck in this physical realm. Everything in this physical realm is to keep you addicted to external physical things. The elites worship the physical realm because there is nothing in the universe like physical pleasure. This is what is happening, people. They're trapping your minds in physicality. This book will literally explain everything to you. It's on sale, 40% off. Use the code WISDOM, all capital letters. You're gonna feel so much better when you know this stuff.
So here's an updated video of the portal that was just erected in Muskegon, Michigan. They brought power to it last night and today is Friday the 13th. Now, do you see these lines that are going through the video here? The lady said you cannot see this with the naked eye, only with the video. Now, my question is, what is going on over here? And you can see it going throughout the whole screen. It's just not within the portal. Check this out.
Check this thing out at night. Notice how the lights on the lens of the camera, look what they're doing. Obviously, you did not see that with the naked eye, but it's interesting on the camera, huh?
They're like perfect grid lines, y'all. Like literally perfect grid lines. Again, they said they put this up as an art piece in Muskegon, Detroit. It's supposed to be in an art district, but it is the only piece of art in this vicinity, and it's on top of a pyramid looking thing. It's like literally on top of a mound. Remember, they call mound pyramids. Crazy calling them mounds so we don't realize that they are pyramids. And it's crazy to power that thing on right before Friday the 13th, because I don't know what their intentions are, but right before Friday the 13th, and then all the weird things taking place on the planet right now, y'all. But yeah, y'all, what do you think that's all about? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No.
Gotta agree with Hustle Man on this one. We got a big circle in the sky that's see-through, a portal to another dimension. And nobody's talking about it? Nah. Hold up. Let me tell you what I call this.
Somebody dead in my fucking pupils. That's cap. That's cap.
Hey, Quik crew, thanks for chilling to the end. Please like, comment, subscribe so we can do it again. And remember, keep God first, respect your parents, and love your kids. And I'll see you in the next vid. Quik!